G'day guys, welcome back. Welcome to Pouring Your Heart Out, and it is Resin Wave Day again today. I've been enjoying doing more waves. I think I'm getting better with all my practice. What do you think? Have you been following along and practicing as well? Now I've just got this board. This is the same that I've been using. It's black on one side. It's like a timber, regular natural timber on the other side. And I just got my acrylic paints, and I painted some sand and some aqua, some navy blue, some sort of phthalo blue, and sort of blended them like that. So I did that to prepare it. And I'm going to I think I'm going to do some dolphins this time. I've got some dolphin stickers here. So I think I'll do those. These are very small little stickers, these ones. And when I did my wave on the last one, the wave was the same thickness as a whale, and I thought, okay, the scale's just wrong on that. So I think I'll do the bigger ones today. But there's some turtles, and some sharks, but I think I'll do some dolphins, so I'll put that aside. I'm not going to do that just yet. Resin today. I am going to do this one. Just Resin's Diamond Cote. So it's equal parts, part A, part B, equal parts in volume. I weigh mine, so I just do a little bit of extra of A because it's heavier. Have you ever noticed when you get your bottles and they're new and you feel them and you think, oh gee, A is much heavier? So I did that. I bought 45 grams of A and 40 grams of B. My resin, I bought this like a few years ago, so the B is going a little bit yellow, but I think once it's mixed in with the other colors, you're not going to notice it. It's pretty thin resin, like considering it's a 1-to-1, I'd say it's quite a thin resin. It's got a 70-minute work time, so 70 work time. So I'm going to pour this out and I'm going to wait 30 minutes. Ideally you would wait half the time. This is what I've learned. I sound like an expert. I'm not an expert. Ideally you would wait half the time of the resin's working time, which is 70 minutes, which is 35 minutes. So, you know, I'm going to try it at 30 minutes and see how I go. All right. Now, the other thing I want to do differently, I have been using the Just Resin Titanium White, which has worked really well for me with the different resins I've been using. But today I want to try this one. This one is by Color Passion, and it's called Passion Top Cell White. So I'm just going to be calling it Cell White. I may even call it Cell Top or Top Cell. I don't know. It just depends how it comes out. I'll try and remember. It's like a four-word name. It confuses me. All right, so we're going to go with, I'm going to use my little jewelry scale here. And I'm going to do 1 gram. Whoa, gosh. Oh, sorry, 10 grams. 10 grams. 10 grams to 1 gram. Yep. Don't pour for a couple of days and then I forget what I'm doing. Okay, so 10 grams of white. 10 grams of clear. 10 grams of clear. I'm going to do 10% for this one. The last one I did was 5%. The first wave I'm going to do 10%, and we'll just see how it works, okay? So I'm going to clear that. This had gone really quite hard and sticky, and I put it in the microwave for 5 seconds. It's going sticky again. It's just old. We get old and sticky. I can't really stir it. All right, let's try and get 1 gram in here. Probably need to put it back in the microwave. You could just put it in a pot of, it doesn't want to flow, in a pot of hot water, but I just find it's easier. Ooh, that might be too much. I find it just easier just popping it in the microwave just for 5 seconds. In you go. Drop in. Hopefully it's 1 gram. Oh, we're at 0.4. 0.7. 0.8. Maybe if I wipe a bit onto the side. 1. Okay, it's too much. All right, put the rest back in there. Thread wrong. Alright, I'm going to wipe my stick because I don't want all of that. But yeah, it certainly is much easier to use when it's not so sticky. Take a bit out. There we go, one. And there's a hair in there. Alright, so that's going to be my white. So I'll stir that up later. Now, I really like it when I get these really natural kind of ebbs and flows with my first wave. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of put it on, and I'm going to tilt my board and just let the resin do its thing. See that? Look how natural that looks, because I let the resin do what the resin wanted to do. So yeah, I really like doing that, and the rest of it's just going to go on here. So I'll put it just a sort of a thickish line of resin, and then just tilt the board, and yeah, let it do what it wants to do. And I think you get just a really nice sort of natural kind of a look. Now I want to thin it, push it back a little bit, because I don't want it coming forward anymore. So I'll just kind of push that back a little bit now. With the thicker resins, like the Just Resin Ocean Coat, which is like so thick, feels like double the thickness, you seem to put the resin on thicker because it is such a thick resin, so you have like a thicker layer. With the thinner ones, they seem to spread out more, obviously, so you tend to have a thinner layer. And I've found that having a thinner layer of resin on the board stops your cells from kind of distorting, and also waiting until your resin has thickened as well. So letting this sit for half an hour. If it's really cold where you are and your studio is really cold, you might have to wait even longer. For me, my studio is 25 degrees Celsius at the moment, so I probably don't need to wait any longer. So just going to smooth that out. Resin is self-leveling, so it will just level itself out. Okay, so that's that done. Torch that for bubbles, and that's basically it. I'm going to set my timer now for 30 minutes. I might go and have some breakfast. It's 20 past 9 in the morning. I'm going to have some breakfast, have a coffee, wait half an hour, and yeah, hopefully it will be ready by the time I get back. Right, my timer's just gone off of the 30 minutes. I'm going to give this a quick little torch because I can see some bubbles on the surface. Oh, look what the edge has done, because it's woven its way into these little grooves. If you wanted to, you could resin the whole board first so it was smooth, so you didn't get that. I was also thinking about, what about a spray, like a clear lacquer spray? Doesn't have to be gloss. You could get a matte spray if you wanted it matte, just to cover in all those little grooves from that timber. What do you think? All right, so this is looking nice and thick. Oh, the other thing I wanted to tell you, I ordered a new nozzle, a really thin concentrator nozzle that I got from Amazon, and when it arrived, it didn't fit on my old heat gun. I think it's for a welder. So that's the one I was using. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, including the first one. So that's it there. I was using that one. And then this one arrived, Look at that one. Woohoo! It's got a much longer nozzle there, and it's much smaller there. So it's got 1, 2, 3, and then it's got the big one there. But this didn't fit onto my other heat gun, so my husband went up to his man shed and got this one out for me. So I'm going to use that for the first time today. Hopefully it'll be all right. Yeah, I haven't used it before. I haven't even done a practice with it, so we'll see how that goes. All right, now let's have a look at the white. I don't know if you can see in there. I'm going to drag my stick through and we'll see how long it takes to close. Do it again. 1, 2, so 2 seconds it takes to close that. Alrighty, here we go. Now I'm going to put this on the dry, just so that I don't end up blowing everything away. I'm not going to need all of this. It's kind of creeping over onto the wet as well. It's a bit thick there. It's always a bit thicker where you start, hey? All right, tiny bit thicker. On my last one, I was trying for really sort of small-ish waves. I think I'm going to do a little bit thicker this time and just try not to blow it out as far. I don't know. Look, you have in your mind what you want to do, and then once you start, and it's just, you know, it's just, you only get a few seconds, and it's over. So you just have to sort of go with it, really. Just gonna make this a little bit thicker, just so it's even all the way, and I dripped a bit there. I've still got some white left in my cup there, so if I need to touch anything up, if I do end up blowing the white right off, I can touch it up. I'll go right to the edges, otherwise I get this weird edge. Alrighty, let's do this. Torch that first, just to get those bubbles out. And I don't even know what this is on the back here. Oh, okay, it's a temperature gauge. 130, 140. Oh, I can control it. Oh my gosh, all right. I'm going to put it on high, I think. It's just as high as it can go. Okay, now it's only on 120. I'm going to increase that. I really don't know if the temperature's important or whether the airflow is important. I'm going to put it on 200. 200 and high fan. We'll see how that goes. Alright, you guys, wish me luck. Let's see if this little nozzle can do what it's supposed to do. And try to keep a little bit more white near the shore if I can. Just try and keep that a little bit thicker. And then thin these out a little bit. Oh, phew. All right, let's see how this is going to go now. So some cells popped up straight away, but let's heat it with the heat gun. Not the heat gun, the blowtorch. And see if we get any more. Just going to do some passes. And I'll just give that a minute and just wait. We've got a few coming up there. I'm going to tilt it ever so slightly, just to get them to expand a little bit. Just trying to get some in here in this darker white area. I better not tilt too much, otherwise they're going to get distorted. Oh, look at them, they're really pretty. So I'd like some more sort of in here. See, I don't know. This is where I always get stuck. in my mind, I'm thinking I need lacing and cells everywhere. But if you look at the ocean, like photos of it, they have this sort of thicker white frothy edge, and then the lacing sort of spreads out from there. I'm going to torch up here a little bit, see if I can get some lacing to come up there. Alright, that's enough. I don't want to burn my white and then it ends up yellow. Right, so we're going to give that a few minutes. I think the cells can take like 10-15 minutes to keep developing and keep moving, but I am really happy with that. Look at that. And I'm not even going to use any of this to touch anything up. Yay, 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 yay. Let me just clean my hands real quick, my gloves, and then I can get the camera down for you. So this top area here, I'm going to do another wave over that. I have to work out where I want it to go. Those cells are incredible, you guys. Come and have a look. Look at this. Look at that. At the moment they're holding their shapes. So we'll see what happens, because some other times I've done waves and the lacing has kind of, well, the cells have kind of broken up. Look at that, we've got some big ones, we've got some little ones. It just looks really natural, doesn't it? I'm happy with that. What do you think? It looks really pretty. All right, I'm not exactly sure how long this is going to take to cure up. It looks as if we're getting some bigger ones in that white there. Not sure how long it's going to take to cure up, enough for me to do another layer. But I certainly will come back. I want to just show you, I'm going to take you around the other side and show you the one I did with the barns one. Just on the other side of my workbench here. So this was the barns, epoxy glass, and I did the whole board in that. This is the one that had the whale. So I don't know if you can see a difference in the shape of the cells. Just look at the first wave. So this was the Barnes epoxy glass resin, and it was with the Just Resin titanium white. So from what I can gather, you get different effects by using different resins and different pastes. So what you need to do, and what I need to do, is work out which resin and paste together give you the best combination, because they all work on their own, like with individual resins. But if you want a particular look, you need to work out which resin and paste is going to give you the look that you want. So just back around here for a quick look, just so that you can compare. And yeah, I'll come back in, I don't know, I guess 6 hours or so. I'll cover this with a net, and we'll see if it changes. Hopefully it won't, because I've let the resin thicken up and I've had it nice, you know, thick white paste, 10%. So hopefully they won't move. Wish me luck. See you soon. So it's the next day. I've left this because I was a bit angry with it. I just thought, I'm not touching you again. But anyway, I've come back. So as you can see, those gorgeous cells that I had have kind of dropped. And you can see, let's see if I can point with this. You can see down here, see how they've kind of moved? You can see they've made like little points. It's almost like they've bloomed and spread. So there's some more there. So they've just lost that crisp roundness that they had. There's some more there. They've kind of spread exactly like a bloom would do, how the resin is spreading. So I think what I've done with my new torch, my new heat gun, I should say, because now how I turned it up as high as it would go to the heat, like on 200 degrees, I think it was way too hot. It really was. So I think I'm just going to go back to my other, there we go, popping you up there. I think I'm going to go back to my old heat gun, just with the old nozzle. So like I said, it's dropped. Two reasons. I've either overheated the resin, the white's heavy, it's dropped down, or I've made the white too opaque. Now I did make the white 10%, which I kind of do sometimes, but I found that 5% works better. So that's probably a combination of me overheating the resin, the white was too heavy, too opaque, and it's dropped through. So today I've got some more, same resin. It is the Just Resin Diamond Cote. I'm going to use the same white. I'm going to do the same white and the same resin on the whole board. So changing up the percentage, changing up nozzles, wait time, all that kind of thing. And we'll do a practice on this one, like same as I did on the other one, just so we can see what works best. So I'm going to do 10 grams again, just because it's easier to work out, isn't it, with 10 grams. So we've got 10.6 there. I'm going to pop a little bit of the clear in there. That's just going to be for my edge, and then the rest of it I'll colour. So we use this white again. Oh, I forgot to put it in the microwave. I'm going to go and do it now. I just gave it 5 seconds, and you can see that it's already better. I didn't want to overheat it, but just to warm it a little bit. But of course you could just pop yours in some warm water a little bit before you wanted to use it. But of course, if you've got a new tub, it's probably not going to be quite as sticky as this one. Probably needed to stir it and then do another 5 seconds. All right, let's zero that. So 10 grams of resin, we're doing 5%. Now you all know what that is, don't you? 0.5. Half a gram. Here we go. Drop down. I don't want to put too much in. It's 0.22 already. I don't know if you guys can see that. 0.24. Taking it up to 0.5. There we go. Take a little bit out. 0.54, so that's 10%. 5% I should say, 5%. Right, so that's that one done. I haven't found that using less white sort of is detrimental to the waves. If I'm thinking back to my 3D blooms, a less opaque or heavy white would sit on top of the resin better and maybe glide across the top better. So I think I'm just going to stick to 5%. I actually want to try one at 4% or even 3 and see what it does, because yeah, it just seems to sort of work better. All right, so that's the white done. That's my clear ready to go. I want to pretty much keep the color scheme that I've got here. I'm just trying to see what this, I've got this lovely dark turquoise from Just Resin, but I don't have sort of this color. I've got a blue, a baby blue, but it's just not quite the same. So I'm going to see what this looks like, just as a very, 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 very transparent. See what that looks like. I do like using the same color as you go along and just make it darker, and then as I get to the top add some more blue. So that's similar, I think, to what I've got there, and that's just paint. So I think I'll just stick with this one, just a tiny little bit, and then as I get further up I can use slightly darker. All right, so that's that one. Now what I want to do is I want to kind of make it look, you know, obviously natural waves. So I'm going to start up here and sort of come down. Where this one comes up, I want to come down I think that looks nice. But you have to remember that this is going to move, and then we're going to put white in front of it as well. So we don't want to have it too close. So maybe sort of up here, because I think it's going to kind of move anyway. Something like that. So that'll be the clear. And then I'm just going to pop this on. I did 50 grams of A, 45 grams of B for the next layer. And then the third one, I'll reduce that as well. I might do 40 of A and 35 of B. Reduce as you go along because you're not coming down as far. So you can still see the colour underneath. It's not too dark. And I just need that little bit of clear there to stop my waves from turning blue. If you don't put the clear there, then you get blue waves when you blow the white across. So it's just a little barrier there. So the work time on this diamond coat is 70 minutes. I think I told you yesterday. A couple of minutes for you. So with this one, it's moved already. With this one, I'm going to wait. Actually, I probably don't need all that. Look at that. I've got some running off there. I'm going to wait 35 minutes. So half the working time. I think the first wave I waited 30 minutes. I'm just going to increase that to 35 just to make it half the working time. If you find that it's running too fast down this way, you can just push it all back a little bit. Okay, so give it a quick torch, the bubbles, and I'm going to set my timer for 35 minutes. See you then. Okay, it has been, I think it's been 35 minutes. You know how when you leave the studio and you think, okay, I must turn my alarm on, my timer, and then you go and get distracted and make some toast and coffee, and then however long after you think, oh, I forgot to put the timer on. Yeah, well, that happened to me. So then I put it on for 25 minutes. So I think it's about 35 minutes. I should just do it straight away, shouldn't I? But I was distracted. So let's have a look and see how long it takes for this to close. I don't know if you can see or not. 1, 2. So 2 seconds it takes to close. So I think that's all right. It'll be all right. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to pour from here. I'm not going to try and get such tiny little waves like I did on the previous board that I made. So just just halfway, I guess. I'm going to pour onto that dry area. I think I'm getting the dry area. It's a little bit hard to see. And come back again. I find if I don't have enough white, it is more difficult to sort of get the waves that I want. The last one that I did, the last board, I was trying specifically to get sort of smaller, more delicate waves, but this one I'm just going to go with it. Now I'm just trying to make sure that that white is touching the clear so it moves properly. And we'll give it a bit of a blow with the heat, not the heat gun, the torch there, just to pop some bubbles. So this is going back to my old one. It's just the XU one. It is a 2000 watt, nothing special. There's no controls on the back, no heat settings or fan settings. It's got low, it's got high, that's it. And yeah, I think it's really good. And then I've got this condenser or concentrator nozzle with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like a wedding cake. So just going to use that one. And I think I'm just going to do it on high. It's going to heat the resin. Not too much. I don't want my white falling through again. All right, here we go. I'll tilt it a little bit. Spread that out a bit. I never know how close to get to the actual beach, like how how thick to leave the white. And then you only get one chance at it, and it's all done. So you can see how that spread a lot further this time. I'm just going to spread that out. Probably a bit much. You can't even see that nice dark blue that I had on there. Alright, that's it. Okay, so already we have gorgeous cells popping up. And I tried not to heat down here too much. I'm just going to leave the heat going for a minute. I'm going to put some white back. I obviously didn't have my white touching the dry in enough areas. Either that or I blew it too far. I could have. So let's just pop a little bit back. Make a little fine sort of stream there. And we'll just pop some back. Not too thick. Like so. And then I'm just going to give it a bit of a heat with my little mini torch just to get the bubbles out and kind of blend it, but I don't want to heat that white there. So we've got a little bit sort of darker white here and then much more sort of transparent there where I probably blew it a bit much, but look, it's an ocean. It's not going to have a thick white line everywhere like I did this one. All right, let's get the heat gun out. Not the heat. Yes, no, the torch. That's the heat gun. This is the blow torch. Turn it on. Turn it on. Huge flame. Be really careful. I'm just going to go gently up and down along my white and then back up here a bit. Have a little look at that. I'm trying to get a little bit more in here, in these white areas. But if I go too close, it'll turn yellow. But let's try it again. I'll try again just to get a little bit in that area. I'll hold it up here. Do little circles. Little circles. Little circles. Just try to encourage them without burning the white. See what that looks like. See what it looks like. Okay, that looks really pretty. I'm just looking at them. I'm just looking at them. Yeah, like I would like a bit more in here. But in saying that, if I had so much in there, I'll probably go, oh God, why have I got so much in there? The other thing I could do is try with my little, see if I can open that up a little bit. I don't really want to burn it though, so just got to be careful. I don't know whether it's actually going to do anything. Oh, it's given me really tiny little ones. Tiny little ones. Ah! There, see, there they are there. If I get close. It's me tiny little ones. Alright, let's leave it. You see those there that have just popped up from the torch? Alright, let's go down and have a look. So yeah, the torch will give you cells, but see that there are only little ones there, those ones there, that's from the torch. And I guess that's because my white is thicker there. So this was only 5%. Now, can you see that any difference between like the whiteness between 5% and the 10%? Apart from the 10% dropping down, I don't know that you can actually see any difference. So I'm happier just to use the 5% and have that white just sort of skimming over the top rather than sinking. But in saying that, I'm going to have to wait like half an hour or so and see what happens. So you could, if you wanted to, just leave it like that. But I am going to do one more wave. See, I put a lot of white. I didn't think it was quite that much white, but it did blow all the way up. And a little bit of white goes a long way. It just depends on what you want. If you want tiny little waves, put a very thin white line. If you want the bigger crashing waves, use a little bit more. So when I come back, after about maybe 6 hours, this will be ready. It sets up pretty quick. I'm going to put a sticker in it. The dolphins. I might sort of put them in the shallower water because it's going to be really hard to see a black sticker right up here in the It's almost black, that navy, so I'll kind of put them in here somewhere. Have they dropped yet? Oh, let's have a look. I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, we'll wait and see what happens. I get different shaped cells with different pores. But yeah, that's worked really nicely. All right, see you in 6 hours. Righto, it is time for the third layer. It has set rock hard. Now the cells, I don't think they've moved on the second layer. You can see that they're a better shape than the first wave, but they have sort of dropped down a little bit. It's hard to know whether you're looking at the first wave or the second wave because it's, you know, they're on top of each other, but the darker white is the second wave. So they've got a little bit of droppage there. So this was waiting 30 minutes, 35 minutes. The next one I'm going to wait 40 minutes, but I'm going to put some stickers on now. Let's just pop you back up here so that you can see the whole thing. Hopefully you can see the whole thing. It's a rainy, humid day today. I've had to put the dehumidifier on because we're up to 80% humidity and it's just sticky and awful. Ugh. Coming into the wet season in Queensland, Australia. I think it started early this year. So I'm going to put some dolphins in. And again, I'm going to choose the larger dolphins as opposed to the smaller dolphins. Just because if you're checking your scale of something, like look at the froth. The froth is almost the same thickness as a dolphin. And that's obviously not real, is it? I don't think froth's that big, so we're going to go with the bigger dolphins. And I kind of need to work out where I want to put my next wave. I think I want to sort of bring it, I might even, it's hard to know. And until you start pouring it, it just, yeah, you have all these ideas of what you want, but then when you start pouring the clear, it goes out the window. So I might come down here, like that, and then I think I want to sort of come down over this little bit a bit, so it looks as if it's sort of coming down. So I might do that and then back up again. So I can put one here, because I think I'll come down and then back up. So I'll put one here. I think that'll look nice. Maybe I don't think you'll be jumping in the shallow water, so maybe this one. You can just sort of go here. Now, I guess the only problem with me putting him there is I'm not going to be putting a wave over the top of him. So you could potentially then, yeah, it's probably not going to work because he'll be sitting there with no water over the top of him, you know. He'll be sitting on top of the foam. So we've got to think about something like that as well, because that's not going to look very realistic. If he's sitting on top of the foam, he needs to be under the foam. So I need to probably put him back somewhere, and then I can blow the white over the top of him to make it look more realistic. So not there. Oh look, we'll just sort of, I'm going to come down here. Let's just put one here and one next to him about there, and I'll just do another one. Do another one like over here somewhere. A little bit higher up. Okay, there we go. And we'll just hope that that works well. Okay. All right, let me get my gloves back on. Yes, I didn't think about that, did I? You have to have the foam over the top, otherwise it just looks silly. So, like I said, I'm going to wait 40 minutes this time for my resin to sit. The Diamond Cote has got a 70-minute work time, so if you go half, it's 35. So, and if you wanted that little bit thicker, the resin, then 40. Some people even go longer than, you know, the half of that working time. Some people do actually go longer. I'm going to put some clear in there. That's just going to be for my line. And we will go 5 grams. Now today I've mixed up 45 grams of A and 40 grams of B because we're not using as much resin. We're only going to start up here instead of, you know, way down here for the first one. So we don't need as much. No point wasting it. Just want to get to 5 grams. That's it. Now I did go and put my Passion Top Cell White in the microwave for 10 seconds because it was sticky. I guess I'm probably just going to have to do that every time I want to use it. It tends to just go back to sticky. Sticky. That was thick and sticky at the same time. Sticky. Oh gosh. It's almost Christmas. I've gone a bit wacko. Okay, so stir it up. I can actually stir it now and it flows because it's had that 10 seconds on high in the microwave. Just make sure you don't put the lid in as well because it's metal. But I'm assuming I'm going to have to just do that every time I want to use it. Okay, so we're doing 5%. So if it was 10%, you'd put 0.5. But because I'm doing 5%, it's going to be half of 5, which is 2.5. So it's 0.25. Oops, I've already got more. Look, I might just take it up to 10. All right, I'm going to put 0.5 in because it's easier for me to work out. And then I'll have to put more resin in. Take it up to 10 grams of resin and 0.5 of white. And it's just easier. Just easier. I'll wipe that excess off. Okay, so I've already got 5 grams in there. I'm just going to add another 5. Don't know if that's right now. Oh gosh. Anyway, so that's my white. Oh gosh, it's sticky. I did put the dehumidifier on, but it's not, hasn't kicked in yet. You need your white to be opaque. So that's that. And we've got our clear. Now for the color. I am going to use the dark turquoise again, and I'll pour half of it out, and then I'm going to add a different color to it to darken it a little bit. So we'll just wipe that, and I'm just going to add just a tiny bit. It's very strong, you don't need a lot, but I do need it to get darker, progressively darker as we go. So that's pretty much the same color as I've got down here. So to make it a little bit different, I'm going to just clean that stick off. This is Dark Storm. Look at that. It's a gorgeous color. I haven't used it yet. It's the first time I've used it. I've just peeled the top off. Just peel the top off. So I'll put just a tiny bit of that in, just to color this. That might not be enough. It's not really enough. Tiny bit more. So I'll pour half of this out, and then I'll put more of that Storm in for the darker section. But I need to put my clear down first. So that's really pretty, isn't it? So don't be scared of mixing colors together. Dark turquoise and dark Storm from Just Resin. Gorgeous. All right, let's see if I can figure out where to put this wave. So up here somewhere. Whoop. Oh no, I've gone through my I've gone through it. I don't want white straight on top of it. That's going to be too, you won't even see that one if I put white straight on top of it. It needs to come down a bit. Come down. Down a bit. So you can be a little bit tricky working out where you want everything to sort of go. Does that look all right? No, I don't know. Anyway, it's done now. It seems a bit high up here. put a bit more on. Around there, up there. Okay, so that's my clear. Keep a bit in there. Just going to get this resin off my hands real quick, off my gloves. Alright, so now I will pour this onto that clear, like that. And then I'll add a little bit more of this dark storm, just to darken. It's only a tiny bit of resin in there, so not too much. Look at that, that's gorgeous. Right, so that'll be up here. Get all of that out. So it is now 8:30 in the morning. So as soon as I've spread all this out, I'm going to set my alarm for 40 minutes. I'm going to go and have some coffee, make some breakfast, and by the time I've done that, it should be ready to put the white down. I'm actually going to bring some of this dark down here. We don't have, it doesn't have to be in a straight line. I like it, sort of like it a bit more natural looking. Ocean's not just straight across where the shallow meets the deep. So we'll do that. Just kind of spread this. It's quite dark, isn't it? You can hardly see the white underneath now. That's fine. I was showing my husband, and I said, oh look, I've blown it all the way across. And he said, yeah, but oceans only have the froth near the shoreline. They don't have froth out in the deep water. So I thought, oh, okay. Maybe I didn't need to do that then, but at the time you're just blowing it away. All right, oops, we've gone over the edges there. I think so. Okay, a little bit of a torch to pop those bubbles. Turn off my stick. I like to use my sticks again because they're coated in resin so they don't release bubbles. Give it a quick little torch. What's going on with that dolphin there? Looks as if the colour's coming off it or something. That's weird. Alright, so this wave is coming down here. This one's annoying me because the edge of it is sitting right on that white. I think I'm going to have to extend it so it comes down a bit more. Either that or I need to push it back. Maybe pushing it back's the better option. Alright, let's push that back a bit. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to push it back. I know I brought it forward because I didn't want the dolphin getting covered, but maybe I'll just have to have that dolphin covered. And then I'm going to have to put a little bit more clear on, if I've got any left, because I've just wiped it all away. If you don't put the clear between the white and your blue, your white is going to take on the blue, and then you can end up with blue waves instead of white. So just keep a little bit of clear for if you need it. All right, I think that'll be all right. It'll be all right. Okay, I'm going to set my alarm and go and have some brekkie. I'll see you soon. My 40 minutes is up and I'm just picking up a little bit of resin so that I can actually come down here, because I don't think it was going to look very nice having that white line on top of that white line. So I'm just picking up some of this and we'll come down there, and then let's get another bit of paper towel, and then see, I've still got some clear, so now I can just come back in with a bit of clear just to stop that white going blue. and we'll just come around here like so, and hopefully that will look okay. Just hit that real quick, that little bit that I just popped on there. Alrighty, let's have a look at the white. So this is the 40 minutes. Hopefully it's still going to be okay, still workable. It's still running. Let's do the test. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 seconds till it closes. Alright, let's put the white down. Now obviously the thicker your resin is, change that a bit. I can't remember what I was going to say. The thicker the resin is, probably the more white you can put down, because it's not going to be as thin to move as easily, I think. So anyway, no, I don't like that. It's too close. It's too close. Push you back. Back where you were. All right. Let's pop some of this white down, and I'm going to try and get it onto that dry area if I can. Oh gosh, got to go all the way up here. It's a bit hard to see. I think it kind of looks natural when it's a little bit more not sort of placed straight in a line, if you know what I mean. Hopefully it'll look nice. Got enough on the sides there, so I'm just going to try. It's a bit difficult to do. Try and put some more here. I always end up with more on the edges because I start on the sides, so they're nice and thick. Then I have to add a little bit more to the middle. And you know, this is quite a lot of white, I guess, so it's going to blow it right back again. Or maybe it won't, because it's thicker now. I'm not sure. We'll keep a bit of white just in case I need to fix up any areas. And make sure that that white is touching the clear. Go right up over the edge there. Take a bit of this white away. It's a bit thick. All right, I think that looks okay. Just heat that very quickly just to get rid of those bubbles. And I am going to use my old favourite. It's just a cheapie. I don't think you need, personally I don't think you need to have an expensive heat gun. Oops, I'm not touching the white to the clear there. This is just a, like I said, a 2000 watt. Thought that was a hair, but it's not. It's just that clear resin. So yeah, and I've only got low and high. I don't have heat speed or heat controls or fan controls. I've got low and high. That's it. And I'm using the concentrator again, and I'm going to put it on high. Right, wish me luck, you guys. Let's see if maybe I can not blow it too far, but we'll see what happens. Once I start, I don't really have much control. I don't think, not yet. I'm not experienced enough to have a lot of control over it. Just doing little wriggles up and down to get those ripples, because it's the ripples that are going to give you your cells. Okay, so now that that's done, we can go in and sort of blow this back a bit. So I want to see those dolphins. I don't want a straight line. I'll just take it right up. Just thin that out a little bit there. Okay. I think that looks good. I do like that. All right. I think what I'll do, I won't blow torch it just yet. I'm going to go in and just fix up a couple. Oh, that's for clear. That's not going to work. If I can. Now, this is going to be the tricky bit, because I really only want a little bit there. This side's okay, so I might start over here then and see if I can just do like a really thin, just a thin little line. Ah, I did it. Oh my gosh. If you are unsure about using the stick, I'm sure you could put a little bit on a toothpick and just put a little bit there. You could actually touch the resin and just put a little bit on with the toothpick. You'd hate to go to all that trouble and then you've got this huge big blob there. But I do like to have a nice sort of thick-ish foamy edge. And then you can just sort of manipulate that white a little bit. But yeah, I think the toothpick is a great idea. Just to spread it where you want to spread it. And then what I need to do is go back in with my little torch just to kind of blend the white where I've added it. It just kind of blends it. Okay, right. I can still see the dolphins, yay. And they're under the foam, not on top of the foam, which is a bonus. Right, here we go. Let's turn this big daddy on. Some torching. I'm just doing little circles so I'm not leaving the heat on one area for too long. I think sometimes with my previous heating I don't heat it enough. I've seen other people when they do theirs, they literally go down and you can see the resin moving from that heat, and I think, well, mine doesn't do that. Maybe I'm not putting enough heat on it. So but if you put too much heat in, the waiting for 40 minutes to let your resin thicken is going to be pointless because the resin's too thin because you've heated it and the white just drops down. So we don't want to heat it too much, but in saying that, it's nice and thick because it's waited for 40 minutes. So hopefully it will be a little bit more forgiving. Oh, I really like that, you guys. What do you think? A bit of a blank area just there. Oh, that's really pretty. I like how this ends up coming down here, and you can see the other wave underneath it there. Can't really see a lot of that second wave that I did. You can see a little bit of it there and a little bit of it there, but the rest of it's just, yeah, it's just got lost. But that's fine. I know it's under there, and I know it looks pretty. So what do you think? I'll take you down for a close-up. So this is these three waves. I'm not going to do another one because then I'll end up covering up my dolphins. So this is first, second and third wave, 30-minute wait, 35-minute wait, 40-minute wait, using the Passion Top White, Cell White from Colour Passion, and the Just Resin Diamond Cote resin. Let's come down and have a little look at it. Our third and final wave. There's the dolphin under there. The cells look good so far. They're nice and round. We'll have to wait like half an hour and see if they change. At the moment they're looking good. The Diamond Cote does do like that little spider webbing type effect, but if you look at natural ocean froth and foam, that's what it looks like in reality. Okay, we'll come back and just have like a little closer look at waves 1 and 2 and 3 together. And then you can make up your mind if you like the 30-minute wait, the 35, or the 40-minute wait. The 30-minute wait definitely dropped. Bit hard to see the last one because you're looking at the previous waves underneath as well. But yes, yeah, I guess I could have put a bit more white down because see this one here, see I've got a lot of white over the top, and on this one I don't. I've blown it pretty much all away, so there's nothing, there's none of that sort of thick edge there. I think I've blown it pretty much all the way. There's a tiny bit just there, but pretty much I blew it all away. So long story short, I think if I'm using a thicker resin, like waited for it to get to 40 minutes to thicken, I could get away with a thicker white line. Yep. Just depends on what look you like. So there it is. Let me know what you think of this one. Have a go. If you're not already a member on Pouring Your Heart Out Facebook group, you can join and we can chat there. You can show me your waves. We can have a chat. It's a lot of fun. All right. I'll take a photo of it once it has cured and pop it up for you, or a little short video so that you can see if these cells have changed. All right. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all again real soon for the next one. Take care. Bye for now.